You look around and wonder why the rich get richer while you struggle for scraps. Why, no matter how hard you work, you're still shackled by bills, debts, and the demands of life. It seems unfair, doesn't it? But it's true. Most people don't dare say, money is not subject to justice. Money is subject to power, and power is always taken, never given. That's why you stay broke, because you still believe in playing by the rules, waiting your turn, hoping someone will reward you for your effort. But the rich don't wait. They don't hope. They engineer wealth by moving people, systems, and even reality to their will. And if you don't understand Machiavellian principles, why do you stay broke while others keep getting richer? It's not just luck, talent, or even hard work. The truth is darker, and Machiavelli saw it centuries ago. The rich don't play the same game as everyone else. They use principles of power, secrecy, and strategy to turn every move into wealth, while the weak overshare, the strong withhold. While the masses chase, the elite attract. In today's video on Machiavelli's Code, we're going to uncover the hidden money principles that keep you trapped in struggle while others rise to fortune. These are not just financial lessons. They are lessons in control, discipline, and leverage. If you're ready to break free from the cycle of weakness and step into real power, stay tuned until the end. And before we begin, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and share it with someone who needs to hear this truth. 1. Silence as a weapon. The powerless talk. They explain. They justify. They beg for understanding, hoping their words will cover the cracks in their insecurity. They overshare their plans, their dreams, their wounds. Their desperation leaks like a scent that everyone around them can smell. The powerful don't. Silence is their language. Silence is their weapon. It bends the air in the room. It makes others lean in, uncomfortable, restless, desperate to fill the void. In every negotiation, it is not the one who speaks the most who wins. It is the one who waits. The quiet man forces the other side to reveal themselves. Their impatience betrays them. Their fear forces them to talk, and in their talking, they surrender leverage. Humans hate silence. They can't sit with it. They rush to explain, to confess, to expose their weaknesses without realizing they've already lost. Silence is pressure. Silence is dominance. When you stay still, when you choose not to react, the other person is forced to face themselves. They begin to doubt. They second-guess. They speak words they never meant to give away. You, the silent one, become the mirror in which they expose their own fragility. The loud are prey. The silent are predators. To master silence is to master control. It is the art of holding power without having to show it. It is the ability to make others dance around your stillness, to make them reveal the truths they swore to hide. The poor fight to be understood. The wise allow misunderstanding to build mystery. The weak beg for validation. The strong let silence raise questions that words could never answer. Remember this: every word you speak can be used against you. Every silence you hold can be turned into a weapon. The powerless chase attention. The powerful make others crave their response. And in that craving lies control. 2. Unreadability. Even if you stay silent, if your emotions pour out through your eyes, your breath, your body, you are still exposed. Silence without composure is nothing but noise in disguise. If people can read your anger, your fear, your impatience, then you are predictable. And predictable means controllable. This is why the powerful master stillness. not just silence of the mouth, but silence of the spirit. Their calm is so deliberate, so unshakable, that it unsettles everyone around them. They do not flinch. They do not rush. They do not reveal. They become unreadable, like a ghost moving through the room. No one can sense their next move. No one can calculate their weakness. A man who can be read is a man who can be played. He is a book left open on the table, and everyone around him flips through his pages. But a man who cannot be read, he is a locked vault. He is an unsolved riddle. And in that mystery lies power. Because people fear what they cannot predict. They hesitate. They overthink. They reveal themselves in their attempt to understand you. Stillness is not passive. It is active control. It is the art of striking only when others have revealed too much, of withdrawing when others rush blindly forward. The unreadable man bends time to his will. While the restless scatter their energy, he watches. While the impatient waste their leverage, he waits. And when the moment comes, he moves with precision. A man who cannot be read, cannot be predicted. And a man who cannot be predicted, cannot be controlled. Control requires patterns. It requires expectation. Without them, the manipulator has nothing to grip. His strategies collapse. His power fades. This is not an accident. It is discipline. It is the training of the face, the breath, the posture. It is learning to feel deeply, but reveal nothing. It is the refusal to hand your enemies the keys to your mind. The weak demand to be understood. The strong allow misunderstanding to protect their silence. The ordinary broadcast their emotions. The extraordinary master stillness. Be unreadable. Be untouchable. And the world will bow, not because you shouted the loudest, but because you revealed the least. 3. Predators' patience. Average people are impulsive. They jump at every distraction. They chase trends the moment they appear, desperate not to be left behind. They gamble on hype, hoping for quick wins. They rush into opportunities without thought, without timing, without discipline. Their energy is scattered, their emotions tied to every rise and fall. They live like gamblers at a casino, excited for a moment, ruined the next. The rich live differently. They wait. They understand that most of life is not about action, but restraint. Like lions in the tall grass, they conserve energy, while others exhaust themselves. They watch quietly as the herd runs in panic, and only when the timing is perfect, when fear has emptied the field, they strike. They buy when others are desperate to sell. They expand when others retreat in fear. They remain calm while the crowd shakes, and in that calmness lies their advantage. Patience is their weapon, and unlike luck, it is always within their control. But patience is not easy. It is not passive. It is discipline. To wait requires strength. To watch others chase while you hold still requires self-control. Most people cannot handle it. They want the immediate rush, the instant reward, the quick illusion of progress. And so they remain slaves to impulse, never building anything lasting. Those who master patience, however, bend the game in their favor. They do not fear missing out, because they understand that real opportunities are never found in noise, but in silence. They know that when the world is screaming, clarity hides in the quiet. Impatience belongs to the crowd. Patience belongs to kings. The impatient follow the rhythm of others. The patient create their own timing. This is why the rich grow richer, not only in money, but in power, influence, and control. Because while others gamble, they calculate. While others panic, they prepare. And when the moment comes, they take everything the crowd was too restless to hold. Average people act to feel alive. The powerful wait, and act only to win. 4. Leverage over labor. You've been told since childhood to trade your time for money. Work harder. Work longer. Climb the ladder. That's why you're broke. Time does not multiply. No matter how strong your back or how many hours you grind, you will always hit a wall. There are only 24 hours in a day. If your income depends on your time, you are capped and trapped. The rich know this. They escape the trap by using leverage. Leverage is the secret that separates those who struggle forever from those who build empires. The wealthy don't ask, "How many hours can I work?" They ask, "How can I multiply my results without multiplying my effort?" They create systems where other people's time, effort, and money flow toward them automatically. They don't dig ditches with their own hands. They organize 10 men to dig 10 ditches and get paid 10 times more without ever touching a shovel. They don't chase every dollar. They design machines that bring dollars to them while they sleep. Leverage comes in many forms. People are leverage. Money is leverage. Technology is leverage. Knowledge is leverage. When combined, they allow one person to achieve what 100 men working alone could never accomplish. That is why a business owner can earn more in a day than an employee earns in a year. It's not because the owner works harder. It's because the owner works smarter, multiplying effort through others. The difference between the poor and the rich is not intelligence or morality. It's structure. The poor trade hours. The rich build systems. The poor cling to security. The rich design freedom. Leverage is the great divide. It is the line between working for money and making money work for you. And once you understand it, you can never go back to living like before. Because you'll see the truth. Hard work alone will never set you free. Only leverage will. So the question is not, how much are you working? The question is, what are you building that works for you when you are not working? That answer decides whether you stay trapped or rise. 5. Narrative over reality. People think the best product wins. It doesn't. The best story does. History is full of brilliant inventions that went nowhere and mediocre ideas that built empires. Why? Because humans don't buy logic. They buy belief. They buy emotion wrapped in words. They buy the meaning attached to the thing, not the thing itself. This is why brands become cults. It's why religions outlive kingdoms. It's why politicians can raise millions with words alone, while others with better plans are ignored. The crowd does not follow reality. It follows narrative. A weak story can kill the strongest idea, but a strong story can resurrect even the weakest product. Money doesn't chase quality. It chases attention, and attention is captured by narrative. Think about it. 2 shirts made from the same cotton. One sells for $10, the other for $100. The difference isn't fabric, it's story. One shirt says, just clothing. The other says, status, exclusivity, identity. And people will pay 10 times more for the second, not because it keeps them warmer, but because it tells the world who they are. The wealthy understand this truth. They don't just sell things, they sell myths. They don't market features, they market meaning. Apple doesn't sell phones. It sells the idea of creativity, innovation, rebellion. Nike doesn't sell shoes. It sells courage, drive, victory. The story becomes bigger than the object, and once belief is attached, the product becomes secondary. This is the hidden law. The one who shapes the story shapes reality. The one who shapes the story controls the flow of wealth. Because wealth flows where belief flows. It is never about the product. It is about the narrative that surrounds it. Average people waste their lives polishing logic, the powerful Polish stories. Average people sell objects. The powerful sell identity. And when identity is for sale, money never stops flowing. So remember, reality doesn't decide who wins. Narrative does. Master the story, and you master the crowd. Master the crowd, and you master the wealth. 6. Illusion creates value. Diamonds are just rocks pulled from the ground. Luxury brands are just fabric stitched together. Paper money itself is worthless. It's only ink and fiber. Yet people kill for diamonds, worship brands, and trade their lives for slips of paper. Why? Because the value doesn't come from the object. It comes from the meaning attached to it. The rich understand this. They don't sell what something is. They sell what something means. They don't sell fabric. They sell status. They don't sell rocks. They sell eternity, love, power. They don't sell paper. They sell belief in a system that keeps the world spinning. If you reject illusion because you think it's dishonest, you've already lost. Illusion runs the world. Appearances move people more than truth. What you wear, how you speak, how you carry yourself, these are illusions, and they shape how others treat you. The man who refuses to play the game of appearances does not live outside it. He simply loses by default. Appearances are power. Illusions are currency. The wealthy trade in perception. They know that humans don't buy reality. They buy the story wrapped around reality. They don't follow facts. They follow symbols. And the man who commands symbols commands people. Think about it. A celebrity endorsement can make an average product sell millions. A logo can make plain fabric worth thousands. A speech can move nations to war or peace. None of this is rooted in objective value. It is rooted in the illusion of meaning. The powerful don't fight illusions. They craft them. They polish them until others can't look away. They understand that belief is more valuable than truth because belief moves money, votes, loyalty, and fear. So the question is not whether illusion is real. The question is, do you control it, or does it control you? The poor chase reality. The rich design perception. And in a world built on appearances, the man who masters illusion does not just earn wealth, he earns control. 7. Exploitation without guilt. Most people recoil when they hear the word exploitation. They think it means cruelty, abuse, or corruption. But in its purest sense, exploitation simply means this: identifying unused value and extracting it before someone else does. It is not always evil. It is survival. It is how every empire, every fortune, and every legacy has ever been built. When markets crash, the average person panics. They sell everything, desperate to feel safe. But the predator waits in silence. He exploits the fear, buying cheap while others bleed. And when the cycle turns, he multiplies his wealth while the crowd wonders how he always comes out stronger. When billions waste their hours scrolling through devices, the predator sees more than distraction. He sees attention, a resource more valuable than oil, more powerful than gold. He exploits it, capturing those scattered eyes and converting them into income, influence, and control. He knows that if he doesn't, someone else will. Because attention never goes unused, it is always harvested by someone. This is the uncomfortable truth. Life itself is exploitation. Nature exploits weakness. The strong exploit the slow. The clever exploit the careless. Every opportunity is a gap, and every gap will be filled by you or by someone stronger. To refuse exploitation is not to live nobly, it is to surrender your leverage to another. The average person waits to be chosen. They hesitate, hoping fairness will save them. The predator doesn't wait. He watches where others are blind. He acts where others freeze. He exploits not to destroy, but to build. And in building, he secures control. If you don't exploit opportunities, someone else will exploit you. That is the rule no one wants to admit, but everyone obeys. The question is not whether exploitation exists. It always does. The question is, are you the one using the opening, or the one being used? In the end, wealth, power, and influence do not flow to the strongest or the smartest alone. They flow to the ones who see the unused value in the world and have the courage to take it before it disappears. 8. Withholding as power, the weak overshare. They talk too much. They reveal their limits, their plans, their insecurities, their fears. They mistake transparency for strength, when in truth, it is surrender. Every detail they give away becomes a thread that others can pull, and once those threads are in someone else's hands, leverage is gone. Oversharing is not honesty. It is self-sabotage disguised as openness. The wealthy know better. They withhold. They reveal nothing until it serves them. They practice the art of partial disclosure, never lying, but never handing over the full truth either. They master silence, timing, and suggestion. They let others wonder, imagine, and even project their own desires onto them. In that gap between curiosity and certainty, mystique is born. Mystique is not an accident. It is crafted. It makes people lean forward, chase answers, and cling to the one who remains unreadable. The unknown always feels larger, more valuable, more powerful. When you cannot be fully understood, you cannot be fully controlled. That is why mystique creates power, and power in turn creates wealth, because people pay for what they cannot easily reach. They invest in what feels scarce, mysterious, or unattainable. The most expensive brands in the world thrive not because of their materials, but because of the aura they cultivate. The same watch can be made in any factory, but only one carries the story of status, exclusivity, and belonging. That story, the mystique, is what sells. The weak give themselves away for free. The strong make themselves scarce. Scarcity builds desire. Desire builds dependence. And dependence ensures control. This is the hidden rule. The less you reveal, the more people project. The more they project, the more they need you. And the more they need you, the stronger your position becomes. So guard your words, guard your emotions, guard your plans. Reveal only when it creates value, only when it bends the room in your favor. Mystique is not silence alone. It is strategic silence. And strategic silence is the language of power. These principles are not tips, they're weapons. Silence bends people. Unreadability shields you. Patience converts desperation into timing. Leverage makes others your resource. Narrative shapes belief. Illusion multiplies value. Exploitation turns waste into wealth. Withholding protects your position. But a weapon unused is just decoration. To become untouchable, you must live these principles daily, covertly, like a hidden blade. Stop reacting. Start calculating. Stop trading time. Start building leverage. Stop telling the truth to everyone. Start shaping narrative. Most people will never do this. They will live and die as prey, emotional, predictable, chained to illusions of fairness. But not you. Because you've seen through the game. You've been initiated into the hidden laws that the rich live by. Now you have a choice. Go back to your old patterns, or sharpen these principles into weapons and become unreadable, untouchable, unstoppable. Money doesn't flow to those who deserve it. It flows to those who take it, quietly, strategically, like a ghost. If this video opened your eyes, don't leave without subscribing to Machiavelli's Code. Hit the like button, share this message, and join the community of those who refuse to be controlled. Because here, we don't play the game. We rewrite it.